All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, as the title states, I'm going to be giving you my review slash opinion on the MST closed or enclosed or version 2 intake, whatever you want to call it, because like a lot of the comments in the last video were nothing but questions about the intake, even though probably 80% of those questions were answered in that video per se. A lot of you guys don't watch to the end of the video where most of those questions were answered. So I figured I'd just use a whole video to do a Q&A and review on this intake. So if that wasn't the video you guys were expecting this week, I'm sorry. There just hasn't been much content for me in the GR Corolla. I haven't done anything new since the intake, which as of the time of this recording and upload, probably about a month ago. So I've racked up almost like 1,200 miles on this intake, and I figured now's a good time to give you my opinion. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, guys. So first and foremost, overall, I'm loving this intake, right? I've had it for about 1,200 miles. Mind you, I do have the cell fix that came with the original MST intake, so I haven't tripped a check engine light just yet. Hopefully it doesn't pop up. I know that cell isn't a 100% fix, but it does seem to be the most effective thing so far to solve the intake or the cell for the intake. A lot of people have been saying it's been working for them, but there are a few occasions where it says it just doesn't work for them. There are some people who says they don't need the fix at all and they didn't get the check engine light until they put on the fix. They take off the fix and the check engine light never comes back. I don't know how sensitive these cars are calibrated or how much of a fine tuning it needs per person. I don't really know the logistics of it all, but I do know it's not 100%, so I'm not going to say that it is 100%. But for me, with the MST version 2 fix of the cell fix, there are two versions, I have no issues whatsoever. Next up is the styling, which in my last video, as stated, I love the overall look of it. It both looks stock and not stock at the exact same time, right? Mainly because of that clear cover, which brings me to my next point. I am not a huge fan of the clear cover, right? I don't like seeing the filter as much as I guess the next person does. A lot of people seem to like that a lot, which is why I think the 6 element is a very popular option for a lot of people. Me personally, I wish it was a fully closed off box where you don't see the filter at all, or at least an option for like a cover that matches the plastic of the box, so it just looks like one whole box and just has something to access the filter. That's what I would really prefer. I could easily probably just spray paint or wrap that cover itself, but it's not going to match the plastic and it's going to look a little off, so that's the whole reason I haven't done that. So I figured I'd just leave it as is. How much does it cost? Now with this intake, as mentioned in the previous video, it is going to run you about $850 before shipping, depending on who you're ordering from, whether they offer free shipping or not. It is a very big item with that radiator shroud, so I don't know if a lot of companies are going to offer free shipping with that, unless it's already calculated into the price of free shipping. So with that, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, I might as well just get the 6 element intake since it's like $300 cheaper or whatever price it is now. I think it's like $500 for the 6 element, if I'm not mistaken. But you also have to realize you're not getting the radiator shroud, which helps extract, not only helps extract heat from the radiator, also is a much wider opening to force feed more air into the filter, as to where it looks like the 6 element uses the factory size diameter, which I guess is still better than nothing, but it's still a factory size, so you're not getting as much airflow as the MST version, right? So you're getting the bigger hole for the intake ramp, I guess you would call it, and a radiator shroud to top it all off to help extract a little bit more hot air based off the design of the shroud itself. And you're not getting the back turbo inlet. A lot of people don't realize the 6 element doesn't come with that back pipe, so that is a huge reason why it is much cheaper, or not much cheaper, but it is cheaper than the MST version 2. But if you compare to like the MST version 1, I guess that was their cost of like cutting, I guess, to design a box versus the turbo inlet pipe. I think they were selling the turbo inlet pipe, if I'm not mistaken, for right around $200, $250, somewhere around there. So if you include that back pipe, you're roughly still $100 cheaper than the MST, but you still don't get the radiator shroud or the bigger opening. And even then, I don't think they even went through with the back turbo inlet pipe. I think they didn't get enough pre-orders to meet that demand or whatever. So there goes the price, right? It's technically cheaper than the Eventuri by half, easily. I think the Eventuri is now $1,700 because they include their version of the self-fix, and it is still technically more expensive than the six element, but you get less, right? So it's like, pick your poison. Which one do you want? Do you just want the closed intake design itself, which then go for the six element? But if you want all the bells and whistles for a fraction of the price of the Eventuri, definitely go with the MST version 2 intake. Now, getting into the cons, or I guess another con, the first con is that clear cover, is that you don't hear this intake as well as like the version 1 intake. It's not, you don't hear the turbo spooling as much, and you definitely don't hear the blow-off valve as loud for whatever reason, which I don't understand, because with the version 1 intake, you heard it clear as day. Like, there was no mistaking it. You were definitely getting a blow-off valve and swooshing noises, and I think you still get those noises with the six element and the Eventuri. So I don't understand why this one is so muted down compared to those in terms of like closed off intakes. So that's a little weird for me. But yeah, that's really the only two cons I can think of right off the top of the head, is the plastic panel cover, the clear plastic panel cover, which in all honesty is an opinion-based con. That is definitely not a con on the overall intake itself, but I think an overall con for like everybody, I think, is that you won't hear your blow-off valve as much as you would with like any other intake. Next up is ease of installation. With me, obviously, if you guys remember from that video, is that I already had the back pipe from the version 1 MST intake, and it utilizes the exact same intake pipe, so I didn't have to like mess with the back, which is hands down probably the hardest part of an intake install, because you got to reach those two 12mm bolts that hold it to the motor itself. So those are kind of a pain to get to if you're doing it from factory. But once that factory one's out, the overall intake design install is like completely simple. I think this would take you no more than an hour and a half struggling. If it took you more than an hour and a half, I think you should probably just call some buddies for some help, grab them some beer and pizza, or take it to a shop, because this intake was not hard to install whatsoever. If anything, I feel like it was easier than the version 1, because I didn't have to mess with those bolts for the nut and bolts for the shield. This one utilizes the factory like plug-in clips, so like that's really, really nice. Mine didn't come with it, but it does also come with a patch, or like not a patch, an area where like you could bolt up the factory solenoid for like that lower like portion of the factory box. They're designing a bracket right now. It probably should be done by the time this video makes it to air anyways, but like, know that there will be a bracket to mount that solenoid up, so you don't have to zip tie it off to the side like the version 1. A lot of you guys wanted to see the intake overall design in the daylight and not in a garage, so I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. But as far as like power wise goes, it definitely pulls a lot more up top now. I feel like could just be butt dyno telling me it's doing something, but I do feel like it does pull a lot more up top. Now there is a weird like slight bog down when I initially get going, like an almost like a little bit of a hesitation. I don't know if that's due to the intake or the fact that I'm not tuned with the downpipe, so take that with a grain of salt. That goes to answering my the next question that you guys had is, am I tuned yet? No, I am not tuned. I just haven't had the time or the money actually, to buy like an EcuTech dongle, which is like $700 plus another $1,500 for somebody to tune it, which is crazy. I'm going to be spending almost $2,000 just to tune this car, so I figured I'm just going to hold off. And wow, that guy just completely ran that stop sign. Anyways, but I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead, get out, show you the intake in the daylight, and yeah, I'll try to answer some more questions as I can think of them. You guys, I think I've answered pretty much the gist of it. How does it perform? What is the cost? What are the difference between this one and the sixth element? Well, I guess another question is like, when is it going to be available? From what I was told, it was supposed to be like early May is when it was supposed to be available, but I think it got pushed back a little bit. So, I mean, for all I know, by the time this video gets uploaded, it could be ready to order or pre-order But yeah, as of right now, it is technically not available. I'll definitely update with a pinned comment down below on when it will be available. I answered about the price. Let's go ahead and get out of this car and take a look at it. All right, guys, so I actually had to wait a couple days. Once I finished filming that little like monologue I was going on, it actually started to rain pretty bad. So it's actually been a couple days later, but here we are, the complete outside look in the sunlight of how this intake looks from the outside perspective. And as you can see, as mentioned, it looks great. Once again, I do wish that this was, the same material as this plastic was, just mainly because I'm not a huge fan of like the open look, but I get it. Some people really like that look and they don't want to look stock when they're spending this much money on intake. I get it from both sides, but I just wish there was an option to have included a cover plate that matches the intake box. But overall, it looks really great. As you can see here, this was the little area I was talking about earlier in the video, where like they are going to provide a bracket that will house this sensor right here. Once they get that manufactured, it'll be part of the final production run for this intake. But overall, everything fit and finish is great. Nothing is loose after a month of driving. This is the intake pipe that I was talking about earlier that was remaining from the V1 version of the intake, so you don't need to change that. No check engine light for the cell for the intake, because I have the V2 fixed, which I would show you, but I can't. Can I lift it? No, this strut bar is in the way. I have to remove the strut bar before I get that off. But overall, this is the look of it. Was it worth it? I would say so. 100% it's worth the price. Yeah, overall a great fit and finish. This could probably sit just a tad bit closer, but no big deal. As also mentioned, this is the air duct area that evacuates the heat from the radiator itself. So it acts as an actual cooling radiator shroud based off the internal design. It all gets funneled out this way. And yeah, one thing I do also want to note that I wish that it came with like the inventory is a scoop for here. For here, that adds an extra layer of air flowing up into there. No big deal. Not really necessary. I'm pretty sure it's getting more than enough air through this alone. I mean, it is being directed straight through here. I don't really know why it would 100% be necessary, but it'd be nice to have, right? Just to get some extra airflow in there. But overall, really love design, really love the intake. I'll leave links down below once it's ready to order and ship out. But yeah, guys, do I recommend this? 100%. Is it more expensive than the 6 Element? Yes. Is it cheaper than the Venturi? 100%. So yeah, you guys just got to go ahead and pick your poison. But anyways, guys, that'll be the end of this video. It's been kind of rambling on, but until next time, guys, later.